Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, Delta Force has some good news for us. They have finally given us a release for the PC version of the game. They gave us a specific date. For those of you wondering when the console version of the game is releasing, they said Q1 2025. There's no information, there's no date. I also have some very exciting personal news. So first of all, I have a job interview today. Wish me luck in the comments section. Also, my second channel revolving around fragrances is live. I'm going to be posting the first video here pretty soon. So if you're interested in fragrance-related content, please subscribe to the channel. It will be the second link in the description. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel as well, because I'm obviously still going to be making, video game-related content. Not going anywhere, guys. Don't worry. Sadly, as of this video releasing, the Delta Force Steam Next Fest playtest is now over with, so definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about your experience, and I will let you know my thoughts in this very video. But before I do that, a word from today's video sponsor, Factor. So I felt okay doing a Factor ad because they sponsored my stream before, and I also ate the meals, believe it or not, that they sent me. Now, that really helped me out because I'm trying to get a little healthier, and with Factor, you don't really have to worry about dishes or cooking. These are fresh, never frozen meals that are designed by dietitians. Pretty cool. And if you're worried about these being frozen TV dinners, they're not. They're actually gourmet options that feature filet mignon, shrimp, and truffle butter.
Truffle butter.
Factor is a fantastic way to help reduce the daily stress of going to the grocery store and then having to spend all the time cooking. Nope, you can just skip all that, get a healthy meal, and continue with your day. So to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders, be sure to click the link in the description or scan the QR code. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video and helping us all be just that much healthier. Enjoy the video. First of all, Delta Force's open beta / early access will be releasing for PC only on December 5th, 2024. I did see some confusion surrounding what they actually meant by global open beta or global early access. This is officially the very first release version of Delta Force, meaning they're essentially calling the release of the game an open beta, which doesn't make any sense. But all you need to know is the PC early access date is December 5th, 2024. Now, what does this entail? First of all, we're going to be playing the updated version of Delta Force that China has had available to it, and this might even be an even more updated version of Delta Force than what China has been playing. There isn't much information as to what will be different in the game version regarding like quality of life changes. We'll just have to wait and play it. But in terms of what they told us, they did say that there are going to be no more progress resets. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. So the next time you play Delta Force on December 5th, your progress will never reset again. A lot of people were complaining during this recent Steam Next Fest playtest that just ended today that their progress was reset. That will not happen anymore. And similarly, a lot of people were really upset that they couldn't play the game because the server region is just not available to them. So they did say they're going to be updating server availability worldwide, so more people can actually play Delta Force with less than 200 ping. As far as what we're getting when December 5th finally rolls around, we're going to be starting the first season of the game, which is called Genesis, and there's going to be a new operator, there's going to be new game modes, there's going to be new weapons, new vehicles, appearances, UI, mechanics, servers, languages, and more, as they say. Now, it's very important to understand that they say maps plural, okay? They don't say new map, new maps. So that means at least two, at least that's what I assume. So if this is consistent, and they give us 2 maps or 3 maps per season, that's honestly pretty good. And keep in mind, they also say maps plural for both Havoc Warfare, which is the battlefield mode, and Hazard Operations, which is of course the extraction shooter. So at least from the looks of this graphic, we're going to be having a pretty impressive content release schedule to look at. Whether or not the content lives up to this or it lives up to the hype remains to be seen. I certainly hope it does, but the content of the game is honestly not what I'm worried about. It's the changes they make. They need to remove the AI from Havoc Warfare. I don't know what they're doing, and it worries me that they haven't mentioned removing AI at all, really. It's not mentioned in this post. It's not mentioned on their Twitter. They need to remove AI, or honestly, the game has a good chance of just being dead on arrival, or the hype of the game has a big chance of being killed by the AI. Nobody wants to play a Battlefield mode where half of the server is AI that have wall hacks and aimbots. No one cares about that. But moving on from the content of the final release of Delta Force, they did have this frequently asked questions section that did answer a lot of things that people are actually wondering. Once again, Delta Force tripled down on the fact that Delta Force will not have any pay-to-win elements, and they did answer questions about what languages will be available on launch. They said English, French, German, Latin American Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, Japanese, traditional Chinese, Turkish, Korean, and Arabic. They also answered a question regarding what will be new come the release of Delta Force, and they had this to say, quote, expect a ton of new content like maps, modes, operators, weapons, and vehicles, along with major improvements to gameplay, which is a bit vague, including better performance, bug fixes, and a stronger anti-cheat system. After this, Delta Force asked the very, very common question of when will Delta Force have controller support? And I tried to get this information out there, but let me just say this again. Delta Force is receiving controller support when the console version of Delta Force releases, which means if you want to play on a controller, you're going to have to wait until the console version of Delta Force releases sometime in the first quarter of 2025. Yes, you are going to have to wait. It is unfortunate. And yes, I do think they should speed up the controller support, even if the console version of the game isn't out yet, simply to avoid any sort of complaints. So now that we have all the new information out of the way, what are my final thoughts regarding the Delta Force playtest? Well, as I detailed in a previous video, I think the game actually has more problems than I thought. They have a lot of visual issues to deal with. I think the screen shake is ridiculous. They need to add a screen shake slider like so many modern games have. They need to address aim punch. I think that's also too much, or at least reduce aim punch in the Battlefield mode. You can leave the aim punch in its current state in the extraction shooter mode because I think that's where that mechanic truly belongs. But in the Battlefield mode, it's just a little too much. Especially in combination with all the other visual aspects like the visual recoil, the fact that people are spamming these flashbang drones, the fact that a lot of the vehicles that shoot near you just make your screen literally not even shake, bobble uncontrollably, and you actually have to move away to even be able to see what you're shooting at. On top of the fact that people throw out these engineer drones that reduce your fire rate and lock your movement speed, as well as completely disorienting your entire screen. I already mentioned AI previously in this video, but let me double down on that. They need to remove AI from Havoc Warfare. If they don't do this, that is very, very, very bad. Okay, let's just get that very clear. As far as other issues, it just has to do with a lot of quality of life. I think the movement could be improved, particularly with the stance transitions. The clunkiness is really apparent. There is no fluidity. In Battlefield, you can heal while going into prone, whereas in Delta Force, you have to separate those two actions. You can't combine them. You have to heal, then prone, or prone, then heal. That makes the game extremely clunky and removes its fluidity, and that same clunkiness applies to every other stance transition. You know, prone to crouch, prone to standing, standing to crouch. You know, all of these things can be drastically improved, and we'll just throw vaulting in there as well. Vaulting is really buggy. I've also spoken about this in many previous videos, but the gunplay, in my opinion, is a massive, massive problem. First of all, they need to change where the bullets come out of the player model. Right now, when you shoot a gun, the bullets actually come out of your forehead, which means that head glitching is extremely strong. They need to change where the bullets come out of the gun, and make the change like so many other games have done and move it to where the barrel is. Make the bullets come out of like the chest of the player model or a little higher so people can't head glitch as hard. On top of that, I think the gunplay's engagement distances are probably double, if not triple the distance that they should be in the Battlefield mode. We're talking about ARs that have effective distances out to 180 meters, full auto standing sprays. That is insane. And if you combine that with the fact that you can do that while you're on a head glitch, barely visible, you have a deadly concoction that will just completely ruin your gameplay. It really will. It makes the game almost impossible to have fun in because you have to be worried about a 200-meter circle around you at all times, and on top of that, you have to be worried about every single head glitch at that distance. And of course, I could go on and on about what I am worried about with Delta Force, but I think I covered a lot of the really big topics, and I sincerely hope they make a lot of the correct decisions because I think Delta Force is a game that has massive potential. It's free to play, it's Battlefield, it's Tarkov, it's everything all in one, executed to a decent level, and I think they need to capitalize on this by simply making the correct decisions to make their game even more successful than I already think it could be. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as well as the second channel, link in the description. Again, that channel will be covering my personal interests, mainly with fragrances, and I'll be approaching it from just my personal enjoyment, right? I'm an enthusiast when it comes to fragrances. I really enjoy them quite a bit. I'm not going to be, clickbaiting super hard. I'm going to be talking about fragrances. The videos might even be like 10, 15, 20 minutes long. I'll make suggestion videos, I'll make informational videos, all sorts of things, just like I do on this channel here, just for a different topic. So, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to both channels, follow your boy on Instagram, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, all the things. And of course, let me know your thoughts about all this stuff in the description below. There were a lot of topics here, new information, old information, my thoughts, of course. I want to hear from you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.